Good news or bad news? Football Manager 2025 has now been delayed until March 2025. Yep, another 6 months, and I don't know whether we all actually feared this, because after the last press release where they said they needed like an extra 3 or 4 weeks, we did wonder. It's on a new engine, Unity engine, and there's meant to be massive changes in the game. Did they just not give themselves enough time? Let's just read what it says. So this is coming off the Sports Interactive website. After careful consideration, Sports Interactive have made the tough decision to further delay the release of Football Manager 25. Following discussions with Sega, our licensors and partners, we have agreed the best course of action is to delay the launch until March 2025. Specific platform release dates will follow once confirmed. In our last development update in September, we explained that we needed to push FM25's original release date back to give ourselves more time to deliver the best possible experience for this first instalment in a brand new era for Football Manager. And I think actually I don't think we all realise how much of a big step this is for Football Manager. The little bits and pieces we've had that have come out from Sports Interactive, little screenshots and things, it is going to be a massively different game, and I think they've kind of bitten off a little bit more than they can chew. We'll discuss that more in a second. This additional time has not been sufficient to ensure the game quality and experience meets your expectations and our very high standards. In the previous blog, we explained that it's been difficult development cycle for the studio. Many things have been moving slower than we had predicted, despite everyone in the team working at an incredible pace to try and get everything done. Timelines were already tight, and as rightly pointed out by many of your recent comments, we were simply rushing too much and in danger of compromising our usual standards. This has put an enormous amount of pressure on everyone working across the studio, who are all passionately committed to delivering the best game possible. And don't we all want that? We all want the best game possible. FM25 is the biggest technical and visual advancement in the series for a generation. I've just basically said exactly the same thing. It's a brand new game, virtually a brand new game. And obviously, are there, as they're saying there, the time that they've given themselves, just not enough. We simply cannot compromise the delivery of this crucial juncture in Football Manager's history by rushing to release it in November. Of course, this is not where any of us expected to be 7 weeks out from the release, but in the spirit of our studio values, we always consider the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is that we need this additional time to deliver a game that we can all be proud of. For the larger numbers of you who've already pre-ordered the game, we thank you very much for your trust and support. Given the delay, however, should you wish to claim a refund, please contact your retailer. Something you noted as missing from our announcement on the 30th of September, and this is quite a big one, particularly for the PC players. There was always a beta period, so 2 weeks before the game actually released, they would release a version of the game, and the content creators could play it. Well, anybody could play it who pre-ordered it and bought it. But you could play the game, and you could actually submit bug reports to Sports Interactive. But you actually got 2 weeks in advance of the release date, you actually got a chance to play the game. Obviously, like I say, I don't think that applies to the console version at all, which obviously this channel is dedicated to. But this last paragraph is really all about that. So basically, they're saying that now it will be 2 weeks before release date. There will be a beta version of it, released for the PC. And obviously, that will allow people to have an early look at it. And of course, like I say, this channel is dedicated to the console version. But when that beta version drops, my personal opinion is that they're trying to make the game more compatible for the console, and the two games are going to be very, very similar. I think, my personal opinion is they're going to be very similar. So whatever comes out 2 weeks before the console version, or we don't know now. We don't know when the console version is going to be released. It could be the end of March. It could be the middle of April. We don't know. But if that beta release date is now back into the system again, at least I will be able to say, look, this is what it's going to look like, kind of. You know, we will get some kind of an indication 2 or 3, 4 weeks before the FM25 on the console is released. So please feel free to, make your feelings known down in the comments. Say what you're feeling, if you're really angry, because there's two sides to this. There's one side that we're all really, we're chomping at the bit. Even players who've never picked up FM25 before probably were looking at it, on Xbox, on PS5, and thinking, you know what, when that comes out, I'm going to give it a go. Now they can't until next year, and it's a long delay. March next year is a long delay. Should we be happy about that? Let's flip it. Should we be happy? Yes, if it means that we are going to get a better, more polished game. I know a lot of content creators were very worried about the fact that it's going to be a brand new game, brand new engine, so many big changes. Was it going to be very buggy when it came out in November? Maybe, we don't know. It looks possibly, I've been given this press release, it looks like it would have been extremely buggy, maybe not even playable. So maybe it's a good thing, but delaying a game this long. Okay, in the gaming industry, if you play a lot of computer games like I do, then you're probably used to it. The problem with Football Manager is it's cyclical, isn't it? It comes out at a stage of the season. The problem is, by the time it comes out next year, and if it gets delayed a little bit more, the football season's going to be ended. So, and therein lies the other question. My personal opinion is, I don't think we're going to see another Football Manager now until Football Manager 2026. Because how are they going to work it? So they bring one out in March, April time, and then they bring another one out in November, September, October, November. I mean, how is that going to work? Again, give me your thoughts in the comments. But I personally think that it may well be now we won't have a new game until maybe beginning of next November 2025, and that will be FM26. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm not quite sure how they're going to work all of this. Bring a game out in March, then bring another one out at the beginning of November. It's only 6 months. That doesn't really work in gaming terms, does it? Anyway, it's not the news we all wanted. It's certainly not the news I wanted, because on my channel, I'm in Brazil at the moment. I'm managing Sega in Brazil, and I'm planning the weeks. So, 2 games an episode, possibly 3 episodes away. I'm planning that to try and get to some kind of a conclusion on that save. Now, I'm thinking, okay, when Sega is finished, where do I go next? Again, in the comments, what would you like to see me do in FM24? Because we've got another 6 months to play it now. I don't know. Computer gaming, it's always a conundrum, isn't it? Okay, well, it's the Gobby Gaffer, and there will be another video coming out, the Brazil save with Sega, and we're doing quite well in that save, but at the end of the day, we all wanted FM25, didn't we? We're not going to get that now. Stick with the Gobby Gaffer. We'll come up with something. Any ideas, stick them in the comments. We'll see you very shortly.